This past Thanksgiving, the wife and I were spending vacation at a ranch we frequent in Tarpley, Texas. A few weeks prior, I had received an invitation to check out Bandera Bike Park. I was intrigued because I'd never heard of it and found this a perfect excuse to bring the bike along and get some riding in. The route from the ranch to the park was only 15 miles. GPS forgot to mention the rugged nature of the roads, and after about an hour, I finally made it to the park. Through water crossings and rough trails, the Spine Pro bike rack held on like a pro. Once I reached the park, I noticed it was a little primitive. There's no water, so make sure you bring plenty. There are no showers or restrooms, and camping is primitive. No RV hookups at this one either. The staff here was extremely friendly. The scenery was beautiful, and after getting geared up, I was pretty excited to start hitting the trails. Bandera offers a shuttle service. It's actually just a pickup truck they put the bikes in and ride you back up to the top of the run. I had paid for it. I believe it's $30 extra, and entry to the park's only $15, but I wasn't sure what I was getting into. On the first run, I decided to ride it. It's mostly fire roads. It's a little hard to follow. There are no signs or directions on how to get to where you're going. But the climb really wasn't bad. I ended up not using the shuttle all day, and they were really cool. They gave me my money back for it. You'll just slowly follow the fire roads. There's a little bit of single track. It's very tight and windy. And eventually, you'll see the hill and all the runs coming down. This section away from the rest of the runs really caught my eye. Decided to join up with some locals and hit it. It's got a great road gap. It's a total blast. All of the trails for the downhill runs, or what they called slope style, actually start here at the picnic table and branch out in different directions. They're very close together. Each run is labeled with signs that for some reason we thought were jalapenos, but they're actually cowboy hats. And they're labeled 1 through 3. 1 being the easiest and 3 being more difficult. All the trails contain doubles, tabletops, and berms. In the 2s and 3s they seem to add in some drops and possibly some gap jumps.
This is so rocky.
Everything's extremely rocky and loose. I was really having a hard time finding speed or flow and getting the bike to carry the speed, especially through the berms. Did find this area very interesting. There are 5 drops from right to left, progressing in height and difficulty, and they're pretty loose. You come up on them blind, so you got to be careful at this part. There's no indication of what lies ahead, and of course after each run you get the nice walk or ride back to the top, unless you took the shuttle.
There's no dirt here. So
a little bit of dirt would really help here, but it's the soil that we have in Texas.
I think today. Yeah, just a nice layer of dirt could go a long ways up here.
Really found a couple times that I couldn't make the turns through the berms. They were crumbly. Just kept adjusting air pressure and suspension and in the tires, trying to find that grip. A little bit of the trail could use some tweaks in the design.
You can hear a bent brake.
Some of the gap jumps were really close to berms and ended up landing in them. And a couple times, really couldn't tell which run I was supposed to stay on. They're very close and sometimes cross over and have fire roads, and everything just looks the same. So a couple of times I found myself getting off track or getting lost and having to come back over to the other side. Luckily, it wasn't very crowded, so didn't have a lot of issue with other riders, and everybody was kind of taking it easy, trying to find some grip out here.
Out left and right now.
At the bottom, you'll come back to another waiting area where if you're taking the shuttle, you can meet up with it here, or you can take a left and start the climb back to the top. Looking around the facility here, there's so much potential for great runs, and the scenery is just awesome. I think so much could be done in this land. After 10 or 12 runs, finally started to find some speed and got the tires dialed in and the suspension right, and began to find a little bit of grip on this rocky soil. It was a beautiful day out here in the hill country, and I had a blast. I met a ton of great people, got to ride with Cobra Kyle a little bit. Check him out on YouTube and Instagram. I'm sure he'll have a review. Met some of the South Texas Trail Demons, Frolin and a couple other folks. And Counterpunch Media was on site taking pictures. Check him out as well. You know, overall I had a great time. I've spent $15 on far worse. And if I was in the area, I'd probably come back again. But a lot of people ask me, is it the biggest thing in the hill country? Probably not right now. But potential is the word. We'll see what they do in the future, and there's tons of great venues. Overall, we got out, we rode some trails, we had some fun. There's great people, and hey, tread life and enjoy the ride. That's what we're all about at DirtChurch, Texas, and that's exactly what we did. So Bandera Bike Park, if you're out there, go out and see for yourself. Have a good one.